Are you looking to resell shoes but you don't know where to start? No worries. This is how much I made reselling manga back in 2021, and you may be asking, well, how does that equate to selling shoes? Well, there's a lot to the trade that you do not know, and I'm going to be showcasing everything I know and how I translated that to selling thousands of dollars in shoes. Let's go. So I've already done a quick little scan here. You can see I typed in Jordan 4 Black Cats into Macari. And you can see people have already listed a ton of these for about $100, maybe a little bit to 70 to 100, maybe a little bit more. But that's not what I want to look at. What I want to look at is sold. So we're going to click on sold real quick. And then we're going to click here on best match, and we're going to go down to newest first. The newest first is because I want to see what has been going on right now. I want to see what's happening right now, what's selling right now. So we can see here, we have a lot of sales for the Jordan 4s, obviously, for a pretty good margin. I mean, $185, $30, that's pretty low, I'm not gonna lie. $98, $135, $95, $185. I'm seeing a balance between $90 to $185, which is absolutely insane. So I'm thinking we could probably sell a batch for about $150. Now, when I first started selling shoes, I actually went up selling the real things for a while, and I lost a ton of money. It was actually ridiculous how much I lost, until I found out that you can go to dhgate and you can buy replicas. And obviously, as just a disclaimer, you always kind of want to tell the people that they are, that's me. Some people don't do it. I tell people, hey, these are replicas. I try not to scam people. I try to be honest and blunt. It's never really bit me in the ass at all. I've actually had a lot of people thank me, and they actually appreciate it. And I've had a lot of returning sellers because of it. And I've even had friends ask me, where do I buy my shoes? I buy my shoes from dhgate all the time. I mean, they've got some really good ones if you know where you're looking. If you just buy straight from the page, or if you don't know what you're looking for exactly, you can get pretty bad batches. But let me go ahead and pull up the Jordan 4s, and we'll see how much we can get there. And again, my reselling spread is going to be down below in the description. And I also have a shoe and I have a clothing spread down below if you're interested in those. If you want to resell some spider hoodies or other things, I do have a video on that as well up here. All right. So this is from my spreadsheet here. This is the Jordan 4s. Now we have multiple different versions we can work with, but what I want is the Black Cats. So that's what we're looking at, and they are going to be $85. So obviously we got $108 for shipping as well in total, going to be that. So let's go ahead and pull up my handy dandy calculator. So my handy dandy calculator right here is going to be our tool. So we've got $108 right here. Now let's go back here. So people are selling these for $185. I do not want to match that. The reason is because if I have a good profit margin, I always like to be at the lower end of the profit margin. And the reason for that is not because I'm just trying to be cheap. I just, a big lesson I got whenever I was a meat cutter was whenever I was packaging, wrapping, and preparing this meat, maybe it was a ribeye steak for the case, the biggest thing is people are not shopping for that. Most people are just looking and going, ooh, that looks good, I'm gonna grab that, right? So whenever you are shopping, people are shopping for this, they see that price of $185, and they're like, oh, I don't want to go with that. But then they see $30, they're gonna be like, whoa, I want that pair, right? And that's just kind of exaggerated in my opinion. If I saw $185 for a pair and then I saw one down at $30, I wouldn't be going for the $30. I would go for a middle ground, because if I see $30, there's something wrong with it, right? Too cheap means it's going to be, probably there's something wrong with it. But if it's too expensive, I don't want to look at it. So where does it leave you? In the middle. That's how I've always looked at things. So as you can see here, we have $98, $135, $185, and I was thinking about $150, but that's not going to leave us with a lot of profit margin. But let me double check here. So we've got $108 right here. So we're going to put 150 minus 108. So that's going to be $42 in profit. Now, we also do have shipping. So let's just take $10 off for shipping. So we got $32 profit. I'm not going to lie, that's pretty rough. So what I'm thinking, now I'm going to be honest with you, with these Black Cats, I'm actually kind of in a corner here because I don't really have a lot of room to work with. And I'm kind of a little bit nervous because, I mean, there's people who are selling them for $170 to $185. And as I said, I'm kind of forced to creep up to that margin because these are going to be 1-to-1 Black Cats. And we're only making like $30 profit. And we're selling, we're buying a lot of these. So we don't want to buy a whole lot and no one's buying them, but we also don't want to buy a ton and not get a lot of profit out of it, because we're only going to be getting about $32 profit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell these at $160. And the reason for that is because the profit margin is going to be a lot better for us. We'll be at about $42 if we did $10 shipping, so 42, and that's so much better than 32. It's still not great, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's still not the best, but 42 is better than nothing, and 42 can add up pretty quickly. So let's just say we sold 15 of these shoes, that's $632. So that's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. If you could sell about 15 shoes in a month, you'd be making $630. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me, well, what about sizing? Do I need to buy all sizes of the shoe? And my answer to that is no. Great thing about Mercari, and why I always recommend everybody to try Mercari first before you branch out. Personally, I've done most of my sales on eBay, but I've used Mercari quite a lot myself, and I do like Mercari. But you can see right here, men's shoes, and right here you can see the total of how amount that's been sold. Now, like I said, we already put this as sold. This isn't for how many are up for sale and all that. This is sold. So we can see that 9.5 has 155 sold. But if we scroll down to 10s, we got 191. So I'd probably go for 10s. But we could take a peek around here. We got 185 at 11s. And then 12s, 136. I mean, I'm a 12, so good thing to see we're going strong at 136. I'm glad I'm not the only one with small feet. But yeah, overall, I'd probably go with the 11s or the 10s. Maybe even the 12s, because they're a little bit, lower than the one that has the most, because there's a lot of 10s. But hey, let's take a look at 10s and see what they're being sold for. So we got 126, 99, 128. So ours are definitely going to be a lot higher in price, but we can advertise them as 1-to-1s. And then on top of that, the biggest thing we can always do is go ahead and get a picture of the box, because people always prefer the box to come with it as well. So that's something you always want to keep in mind, that it does come with the box. Now, this link does come with the box, which is good. I don't have mine on me at the moment, but I do have a video here if you want to see my black cats that I got from this link. But what we can do is just take some pictures of this. Now, I have a coffee table downstairs that I use specifically for all my cells. It's got this really nice wooden finish for it, and I always take a picture top down, and it looks so clean. And I personally love whoever made this one. This backdrop is super, super clean and nice. It looks like they have some kind of office going on, but it just pops out the shoe. Now, I won't lie, I think that they could do a little bit better on the angling a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit too close. I feel like they could have zoomed out just a hair and it would have looked a lot better. But overall, this is a really good example of making a shoe pop. And people are, it's all about presentation. They're gonna just go and then buy it, right? The presentation of it is all that matters. If you can make it pop, it'll work. Like this right here, I'm gonna be honest with you, this looks awful. Like, I just look at this. Like, you got blurry images, and that's just horrendous. Now you go, oh, but they sold. Yeah, they did sell, but look at this. They had to mark it down to $64. Like, yeesh. If we had that right here, we'd be going under. Now, I will keep this in mind as well. I always buy 1 to 2 pairs before, going into it and seeing if it works. If it doesn't work, switch out your, to something else. But that is my video on how to resell sneakers in 2024. There's a lot of information. If I missed anything, let me know in the comment section down below. And do keep in mind, this is not financial advice. I'm just trying to show you what I've done that's helped me, make this a full-time job. And I will tell you, I'm not a full-time reseller. I do a lot of other stuff like content creation. I do reselling more on the side now. It was my big thing back in 2021, 2022. I made like 26 grand in 2021. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.